Texas Congressman Jodey Arrington. Congressman, welcome back to Wake Up America.
Good to be with you, Joe and Rachel.
Nice to have you. Before we get to that conversation about the crisis at the southern border, what did you make of the president's speech last night?
I think very unassuming and non-threatening tone, but a very radical and chilling agenda. And I think I could summarize that radical agenda using his own words. We the people really means we the government. That it should scare every American because, as Thomas Jefferson has said, too much government means too little freedom, to paraphrase, and that most bad government starts out as too much government. So from his proposals taken all together, the government's here to help. They'll take care of you cradle to grave, create all the new jobs in the 21st century. I believe it's a farce. I think it's a false promise. I think it's hollow. And I think we're seeing the greatest transformation of American values and American freedom in the history of our nation.
Kind of touching on what you just said, I believe it was Texas Senator Ted Cruz who said the speech would be boring but radical. Now, Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert taking a unique approach last night. It's got a lot of people talking. This picture right here, wearing what seems to be an idea of the emergency blanket used for migrants at the southern border, which is believed to be her making a statement on immigration. So let's talk about that topic right now. How do you feel first about this move by your outspoken colleague there?
I guess everybody expresses themselves in their own unique way. And I think the message, though, is the same, which is, where is the plan to deal with the border crisis, Mr. President? I mean, the first and most important job of a commander-in-chief is to protect his citizens. And right now, we have a national security disaster, a humanitarian disaster, and in my opinion, we have a constitutional crisis because our commander-in-chief is supposed to provide for the common defense. And according to Article 2, Section 3, the Constitution, faithfully execute the laws of the land. None of the above is happening. And people in states like Texas and border communities are in despair. The State of the Union along the border is absolute despair because they feel abandoned by their government. And I understand why.
And hardly being discussed, President Joe Biden briefly addressed immigration during his address last night and expressed, though, did make time for ongoing support for Vice President Kamala Harris leading those efforts. Let's take a quick listen.
When I was president, when I was vice president, the president asked me to focus on providing help needed to address the root causes of migration. And to help keep people in their own countries instead of being forced to leave. The plan was working, but the last administration decided it was not worth it. I'm restoring the program and asked Vice President Harris to lead our diplomatic effort to take care of this. I have absolute confidence she'll get the job done.
All right, so a few things to note there. First, the president got a bit confused and then said he's ensured in the confidence in Vice President Harris to lead this effort. How can we be confident in Vice President Harris leading the effort if she still has not visited the border?
Zero confidence. That's not my okay sign. That's my zero confidence. Goose egg. Like, this is the lady, when she was senator, who called immigration enforcement a reign of terror and compared ICE agents to the KKK, who raised her hand and said, we should decriminalize border crossings. We should give these folks who violate our sovereignty and our laws, we should give them health care. We should dip into Medicare, into the safety net for the seniors and provide, quote, free health care, compliments of the United States taxpayer. So I guess she's doing such a great job. The president promoted her to the jobs czar last night. But it's really disrespectful to the citizens of this country for her to fly over the border to the Northern Triangle countries and just throw more money. This is the Democrat solution. Throw more money and expect that there's going to be different results from the folks who are flooding into our country.
Now, Congressman, you're in Texas. You have a different perspective than many people across the country, many leaders across the country. Why is it? Is there any simple answer that you believe? Why isn't that she hasn't visited? Maybe get people to stop talking about it. Just go there and address it briefly and move on with her way. But the focus is now, it's been, what, 40 plus days since she was appointed to that and still hasn't visited the border.
Well, if she came, she'd have to own it, and they don't want to own it and take responsibility for it. Because they have no plan to deal with it. And the reason they don't is because Kamala Harris and her friends on the left actually believe in an open border. And this president, no matter what he believes, he's a 50-year politician, is just going to continue to placate the left. So the left is in charge, and there's no reason for her to come because it would, it would just confuse and make things more complicated for this administration that wants to push it to the side and talk about government creating green energy jobs and whatever else is on this economic disaster plan that they have, where they're going to raise taxes and push our jobs and companies back overseas, where we just pulled them back with lower taxes and having a higher tax rate than communist China. They'd rather talk about that than deal with this national security crisis. And it's shameful for a country as great as ours, and for an administration whose first job is to protect their citizens. It is absolutely shameful.
All right. Congressman Arrington, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Rachel.